Welcome, everyone, to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish, and I'm the host of this program. Well, the Divas That Care is designed to showcase women, artists, and people supporting them who are doing incredible work around the globe. Our show is available on the Divas That Care network. It is also available on iTunes and Spotify, so make sure that you check us out at divasthatcare.com. You know, I've got an amazing guest for you today. I'm really excited because she is one of our young divas that I actually have been following now for, I think, over a year now, and I've been wanting to get her on the program. So I'm so excited that we were able to finally connect and get our schedules together to have her on today's program. Well, I want to welcome Audrey Pay to our program today. I'm just so excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me, Candace.
Well, I am just beyond excited. I know that you are calling in from the Philippines, and that is just amazing. You know, our show is global, and I always share with our listeners out there that it's just so exciting when we have the opportunity to talk with amazing young divas out there, and you are definitely one of those, and you've been inspiring me for quite a while now with the things that you're doing. But before we dive into that, would you mind sharing with us a little bit about you?
No problem, no problem. So, hi everyone, to everyone that's listening. My name's Audrey Pe. I'm 18 years old and I'm the founder and executive director of WiTech, which is short for Women in Tech. WiTech is a nonprofit organization based in the Philippines that aims to educate, inspire, and empower Filipino youth to break gender barriers and use technology to make a difference in society. So I started WeTech when I was 15, and it originally began as a blog that I used to connect with different women in tech around the world, interview them, and feature their stories. Then it evolved into a nonprofit that hosted the first Women in Tech conference for students and by students in the Philippines. Later on, we started branching out into our Women in Tech Teach programs, in which we travel to different parts of the Philippines and we bring computer science education to communities where typically startups and CS aren't heard of. So far, WeTech has reached over 1,100 Filipino youth through our events and roadshows, and we've taught over 100 kids how to code for the first time. So I'm currently on a gap year right now, and I'm so excited to be able to do things like these and really dive deep with our projects in WeTech. So I'm on my gap year up until September because that's when I start my freshman year at Stanford.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Congratulations. Audrey, how did you come up with this idea? I think it's absolutely an extraordinary idea, but what made you decide to do something like this?
WeTech started from a very, very personal place, particularly when I was in my freshman year of high school. But the story really dials back into my middle school years. So when I was in middle school in the Philippines, the computer class curriculum isn't particularly into computer science or robotics or anything like that. It's basically how to use Microsoft Office, Word, Excel. So not really tech skills that I found particularly fascinating. But one day my teacher went completely off curriculum and decided to introduce us to this coding game where Snake had to navigate a maze using blocks that represented lines of code. And since then, I've been interested in tech, and I started asking my teacher if we were going to be learning programming in class. But because it wasn't part of the Philippine curriculum, the national Philippine curriculum, she said that I could just go online and look up free tutorials. And that's what I did for the rest of middle school and early high school. And so when I entered high school, I developed kind of this confidence to start answering the questions. Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? What course do you want to take? With I want a career in tech, potentially taking up computer science in college. And when people heard this, I got a very mixed set of responses, really. My peers, the girls specifically, said things like, oh, wow, you're so brave for like wanting to go into tech. Like, you're just going to be with guys. Meanwhile, the guys told me, oh, we didn't know that you were into video games, because to them, tech automatically meant video games, when to me it meant app development, websites, and so much more. A teacher even told me that she couldn't imagine me in tech, and that one really, really hit me, and really kind of affected my self confidence at that time, because freshman year I was still very much developing kind of myself and thinking about what I wanted to do in the future, and to hear a teacher say that she didn't think I could fit in the tech industry really made me feel really insecure. But when I thought about her words, I realized that I kind of agreed with her and that I couldn't imagine myself in tech because I didn't know of any
Yes.
women in tech, much less Filipino women in tech. Yeah. And I hear that the underrepresentation in the United States is very big for women in tech. But when I Googled it out of pure curiosity, because I wanted to find women in tech to look up to, people different from like Zuckerberg, Gates, Elon Musk, I found out about the massive gender gap that exists in the Philippines. So according to the Philippines Startup Survey, only 18% of startups here are founded by Filipino women. And globally, I found out, according to pay scale, women in tech are paid 18 to 22% less than their male counterparts. So Isaka, also an IT governance organization, published a report saying that globally, 4 out of 10 women in tech experience some sort of physical or verbal harassment in the workplace. And reading these statistics, I got really, really, instead of getting really, really intimidated,
Hmm.
I got really, really angry, honestly. I thought,
Yes.
why is it just I mean, why is it just because of gender, right? A woman and a man are paid differently in tech. And to hear statistics about how women aren't feeling safe in the workplace, about how they're not just underrepresented, they're underpaid, they're mistreated, I thought to myself, I don't want to give up on
Good for
this
you.
career in tech, but I want to do something to make it more equal, to make it better, so that I don't have to wait until I graduate high school, go to college, and after college to start thinking about how to like make a difference. Like I really wanted to do it back then, and that's what really catalyzed the start of WiTech.
Well, I think you're absolutely doing that. You are inspiring so many individuals, and to be able to do that at such a young age. I've had the opportunity to talk to some other amazing young divas out there, and it always inspires me to know, to listen to the stories and to hear, what triggered their passion and how they wanted to make a difference in the world. And you really have. I'm fortunate. I have, the program had started because of I call them my four divas, four amazing, strong girls that have such different, diverse um, likes and dislikes in the world. And one of them actually loves the same as you. She's very much into science and technology. And, I really wanted to have her listen to women like yourself and have her being inspired also. So I want to thank you so much for everything that you're doing, not just in the Philippines, but really for women around the world.
Oh, thank you so much. It makes me so happy to hear that my story is helping other people in some way, and to have, for example, an interview with somebody from an entirely different country is just totally crazy. And I'm super grateful for opportunities like these.
Well, it is so much fun for all of us too, because I know our listeners love hearing these stories of empowerment. I just want to ask you, I know that you're doing so much to get the word out there. Do you have a lot of volunteers?
Oh, yes, we do. So at WiTech, I work with a team of 72 high school, college students, and fresh graduates from the Philippines, the US, and the UK. It definitely didn't start like that in the beginning. At the beginning, it was back in 2016, it was me writing blog articles from my bedroom, but slowly evolved into, after its first year, a team of about 6, and then the next year, 42, and then here we are at 72.
Oh my goodness.
Our volunteers, yeah, it was quite a fast growth, honestly. And I think our volunteers really come from a diverse set of backgrounds, and that in the Philippines, for instance, they're not just from the center, Metro Manila, they also come from the north, the south, and we really mostly communicate via technology. It's really what brings us together, and we're able to do the work that we do because we're all very passionate about this cause.
Oh, I love it. And can you tell me some of the things that the volunteers do?
So our volunteers, or I like to, or I mean, to be more correct with the terminology, we call them core team members at WiTech. Our core team members really have an array of tasks that depend on what they apply for at the beginning. So at WiTech, we have different departments. As executive director, I oversee an executive team that handles, for example, there's a VP for marketing, social media. We have VP for external relations, which is events, internal relations, that handles our chapters. And each of these VPs have different core team members under them and their own committees. So depending on what you sign up for instance, you can do tasks like making posters for our Women in Tech conference, but you can also do things like draft up tweets for our social media accounts. You can also do blog posts for our WiTech blog, interviews with women in tech, and you can also do things like, for instance, go and um, help brainstorm a program flow for upcoming events. So it really varies, and I think that's the beauty of our organization, the fact that within just one nonprofit you can take on such a wide range of roles and really try on different hats to see what you like. One thing that I love about my team is how versatile all of the members are. So for instance, our youngest member joined us when she was around 15, 16, when she was a freshman in high school. And now she's our secretary for our executive team. And we've really been able to see her, Gwen, grow. And I love that because that's something that we really love and to see as a community, really people starting to join us from like their early high school years, and later on you see them taking on bigger roles, and it's really I think a great thing to see as executive director, and I hope it's a growth that continues throughout other members of our organization as they stay longer and longer.
That is awesome. So you've got volunteers in the Philippines, in the UK, and the United States. Are you looking for volunteers in other countries around the world?
We're definitely open to that. Yeah, because all of our work is really done online. So we mostly uh, communicate through like Facebook Messenger chats, Telegram, and we really pride ourselves in being able to connect people from around the world through the shared passion of equality in technology. So we definitely are open to members outside the Philippines, US, and UK. And our application period for our core team opens every August. So to everyone listening, if you're interested in joining us, please stay tuned. And by August, we'll be opening those applications. But if you really want to get involved as soon as possible, just shoot me an email, audrey@witech.org.
Oh, I love it. And just to let you guys all know, I've had the opportunity to go through WiTech's amazing website. And you know what? The number of blogs that you have going on, the projects, the press, there's just so much out there. And it's absolutely amazing to be able to see what's going on and to be inspired, because you guys are all so young and wanting to make such a big difference in the world.
Oh, thank you so much, Candice. I definitely think that that's something that we really hope to keep going with WiTech. This mindset that no matter how young you are, like you can make a difference in the world, and you don't have to wait until you graduate.
Oh, that is so true. And you have a conference. Do you have a conference coming up, or was that the conference that has just taken place?
We have one coming up this March 28th. So it's our annual Women in Tech conference, co-presented by Accenture.
Oh, wow. So that is absolutely fantastic. So a lot of, well, I know that you would be a little bit more difficult for maybe the people in Canada to come to that, but I think that what an amazing thing. Do you do a lot of virtual stuff that people can tune into also?
Ooh, so that's a really great opportunity to talk a bit about our latest program, actually, called the Chapter Expansion Program. So earlier this year, just in January, we launched this initiative wherein we help set up chapters in different parts of the world. And these chapters are just basically teams of people that want to learn about and support women in tech. So you can host your own Women in Tech conference. We can help provide materials, help in planning, but you can also do things like host webinars. And these webinars we can help organize, because through our blog, we've kind of built this database of women in tech from different facets of tech. And what we do is that chapter heads can look through the blog, say that, oh, we find this woman interesting, can we have her speak? And we'll like link the chapter up with the respective woman in tech and see some mentorship and talks start to happen from there.
Oh, what a great program. I can't wait to share this with the rest of our tribe, just so that if they know somebody out there, to pass that information on. I think that's so important. There's so many people out there that would love to take advantage of that.
Yes, please. Like, it's definitely a program we're very excited about here at WiTech, especially because all you need is internet connection, a laptop, and a room and a group of people interested in learning. So very simple.
I love it. Would you mind, Audrey, would you love to share with some of our listeners today any tips, tools, things that can help them, be inspired, to perhaps start their own organization, to, maybe be a better person in this world?
Sure, sure. I think in terms of tips for starting an organization, I have to say, find a cause that you're really, really passionate about. And I say passionate in the sense that it almost keeps you up at night. Like find something in your community that kind of bothers you, and latch onto it, learn more about it, and think, given the resources I have, the place that I'm in right now, what can I do to help solve this problem in my community? Because I think the more passionate you are about the problem, the more you feel a sense that you need to do something, the more urgency, I guess, is like the right way to put it. And to take that and to translate that urgency into action, I think is the best way to start or to kickstart your journey of starting a nonprofit. In terms of tips, I guess, on how to really positively contribute to society and be proactive, I would say surround yourself with people that are as energetic or just people that inspire you. And I think going back to when I started WeTech at 15, I was in a place wherein I really wanted to do something. I knew from an early age that I didn't want to wait to start a nonprofit, to start a project that I knew could help people. I wanted to do it as early as possible. And I think that that sense of urgency really came from the fact that growing up, I'd watched a lot of TED Talks, especially TEDx Teen Talks. So I'd heard already of a lot of young people that were making projects that made a difference in the world. And that really taught me and instilled this mindset in me from a young age that nothing could stop me from doing the same. So I highly encourage other young people who want to make a positive impact in the world to just surround themselves with inspiration, whether that be through watching a TED talk once a day or reading books, biographies about inspiring people. Personally, I've really loved Becoming by Michelle Obama. It really like fueled me to keep doing the work I do. And just taking that inspiration and turning it into action, really. Because I think that's where a lot of people get into a slump, and that they keep on feeding themselves inspiration, but instead of thinking, wow, I want to do something now, they kind of think, wow, because all these amazing people are already doing these amazing things, what more can I contribute? So I think to really avoid that way of thinking, because it's only going to prevent you from doing something, instead challenge yourself to look at these inspiring people and think, wow, how can I learn from them? What are they doing right that I can adapt? What how can I use like the very positive mindset to keep the energy flowing and remember that everybody makes mistakes and nobody has a perfect journey from the beginning.
You know what? That's absolutely perfect advice. And I want to thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Well, thank you so much,
You
Candice. It makes me so
I've had a really great time chatting with you tonight.
To be able to start the day with this conversation.
Oh, it has been so much fun. And I wanted to just ask you.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I was going to say, I just wanted to ask you. Fuzzy. Oh, no, that's okay. I was just going to say we're having some technical difficulties, but I wanted to see what is next for you. What are your big plans for the future? Oh, Audrey, are you still there?
Oh, yes. You were just about to ask another question, and then the line got a bit cut off.
That's okay. And that's why we do these podcasts. You know, we want to know, sometimes it's hard to be able to hear all of our questions, especially when you're on the other side of the world. But I wanted to ask you, what is next for you? What is it that you have planned for the future?
Ooh, so that's a really exciting question. So right now I'm wrapping up the rest of my gap year and I start college this September. I at Stanford we don't have to declare majors until second year, but I'm entering as a potential science, technology, and society student. I think the beauty of the system, the liberal arts education system, is that I'm not just limited to taking classes within my major. I'll be able to sample different classes and see where it goes from there. But I'm in general just really excited about getting to study more the intersection of science and society and how both interact and affect each other. Because I think that now more than ever, we need more people to understand how technology is impacting our world and how questions like the ethics of of using data, how for example technology we are becoming more and more dependent on technology, how does that affect us psychologically, emotionally, like those types of questions I'm really excited about discussing, because more than just studying technology in isolation, I'm really somebody that's interested and curious about how tech impacts the world and how we impact tech. And that type of intersection, I think there's no better place to study it than right beside Silicon Valley. And I'm really excited for that and feeling very, very grateful as well for the opportunity that I get to study in the United States. Kind of looking like even more forward. And with WiTech as well, I know that it's going to be a tricky transition, still being executive director, but from the United States. But I know that my focus is going to be different now, and that my team and I have talked about it, and that I'll be shifting my focus into handling partnerships, getting us exposure in the United States, and hopefully bringing more awareness in the US to the tech access gap that exists in the Philippines, knowing that over 37 million Filipinos don't have access to Wi Fi. We need to be able to bridge this tech access gap in order for the Philippines to be able to keep up technologically and in terms of like its developing startup scene. So in WiTech, I started it because I wanted to do something about the gender gap, but right now it's really shifted into something that's working towards equipping every single Filipino youth, regardless of gender, socioeconomic status, with the tools to be able to go into tech should they choose to do so. Like that's the type of future that we're advocating for here at WiTech. That's what we're working towards. It's our end goal, and it's scary because it's a really big goal, but every single day with my team, the work that we do, I'm more and more confident that the work that we're doing is going somewhere, because I hear of stories like young girls that have attended our conferences and have seen me speak that have said that they're more inspired now to go into tech. And I've also seen firsthand that our Women in Tech Teach programs, young people coding for the first time, that excitement that gets in their eyes. So that every single day reminds me of the work that we're doing and why it's worthwhile. And I can't wait to see where the future goes.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait either. You are just absolutely inspiring, Audrey. I don't even think I can express in words how inspired I am from today's call. You are going to be doing so many amazing things, and I can't wait to support you in any way that we can with the Divas That Care. Possibly, oh my goodness, we are going to be posting this program all over our social media. I hope that we get so many listeners checking you out and connecting with you on a real basis, because I think that's the important, is when we can collaborate with as many people as possible, fantastic opportunities take place. And I think that when you're going to school in the States, you're going to have so many more opportunities and so many more things are going to come to you. And I can just tell that WiTech is going to be doing so much. And so let us support you in any way we can, because we definitely love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much, Candice. I have loved your questions, and thank you for having me on this platform and letting me share my story. To anybody listening that wants to connect, please, I'm sorry, I couldn't help but do the plug. Please follow us like at WiTech.org on Instagram, Twitter, like us on Facebook, follow us on our website, wi-tech.org. Personally, I'm Audrey Isabel Pe on Twitter and Instagram. So if you want to ask me any other questions or just get connected and see how you want to get involved with WiTech, I'm very online all the time, very Gen Z.
That's fantastic, Audrey. And we're definitely going to be posting all your social media also, because I think it's really important for our listeners to connect with you. So thank you so much for being my amazing guest today.
Thank you so much for having me, Candice. It's been a pleasure.
It was so much fun. And I want to say thank you to all of our amazing listeners out there. We have been running our program now for 10 years, and we want to thank each and every one of you, because it's because of you listeners that we are able to connect with these amazing divas to have them on our program. We now have 11 hosts on our Divas That Care network, and we're going to be working up to 20 hosts for 2020. And we want you to be able to check out these amazing women that are interviewing inspirational people like Audrey out there. We want to provide a platform to showcase their stories so that you can be inspired by all of them. So I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to us. I want to thank my amazing guest, Audrey. And, you know, if you want to check out all of our other shows, you can check them out at divasthatcare.com. We're also on iTunes and we're on Spotify. So I hope that all of you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for tuning in to Divas That Care. Bye-bye for now.